New York Mets.
Metropolitans.
YouTube live.
Rosario batting second for your New York Metropolitans.
Can you say hello to YouTube, please?
Hello, What's up, YouTube? Batting
Hello,
second
ball.
for your New York Metropolitans.
Address the ball.
Address the camera. Hello, camera.
Go home, ball. Why don't you want to go home, ball? Are you too good for your home?
All right, so look here. I'm Steve. Got Keith to my right.
Hi, how are you?
Rodriguez to my immediate
Good
across
evening.
the table.
Immediate front.
Immediate across the table.
Okay.
I just forgive us. We're a little high on life right now because the Grominator has won an award.
Batting third for your New York Mets, Michael
Piazza.
Conforto.
Are we done with that? Who's batting fourth?
Batting fourth and playing center field, your newest Met, Bryce Harper.
I don't want Bryce.
It didn't happen yet.
Not because then I would also say batting fifth and playing shortstop or third base, Manuel Machado.
Oh, we're getting both of them now.
I could have kept going. Yeah, shoot.
All right.
Let's do it.
Why not? It's only 700 million.
Batting sixth. And your first baseman of the week.
Batting fifth.
Sixth.
No, fourth
Fifth
was Bryce.
Oh, fifth is Machado.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's batting second again?
Batting second. Who did I put second? I know Ahmed was leadoff. Second. Oh, I don't think I did second. I kind of skipped that because I would probably be Jeff McNeil.
Interesting.
And then third would be Michael Conforto, and cleanup would be Bryce Harper. Fifth would be Manny Machado. Sixth would be Hentley Ramirez, your first baseman of the week. Next week, that's subject to change. Seventh would be Jay Bruce. Eighth would be your catcher, whoever that may be. And ninth would be starting Cy Grom.
Yeah. Sounds good, doesn't it? Cy Grom. It
does.
really does.
Yeah.
Cy Grom, people.
This is a
Best
little.
pitcher in baseball.
By the way, this is not going against all or special.
You're very special.
And I don't mean like special. I mean like special.
Very special individuals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now,
I like mustard on my biscuits.
do you know what we need to do?
I remember that. Mustard on my biscuits.
Do you know what we need to do now? We need to go live on Spreaker.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's
Count
do
us
it.
in.
And we are.
Here we are.
Can we just have a loop of MLB to watch the?
No.
Why? What a punk ass. Right? We're punk. Oh yeah. You know what time of year it is, right?
Live with DJ Keith.
Check it out,
It's
yo.
Christmas time in Flushing, Queens, and Bryce Harper's wearing a Met uniform playing center field. Woo!
All right. It was. Welcome to the Put It in the Books podcast, brought to you by Cinesportstalk.com, as well as the 27-ounce baseball show. You okay?
I am. I just saw a message. I don't know if you saw it. I don't have this is completely off topic and nobody's gonna know what we're talking about. So you asked, I have to answer. So it's gonna be a little cryptic. So everybody fast forward about 10 seconds. There was a message because I don't have Messenger on my phone and my tablet. And
You have it on the tablet?
yeah, you responded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, now everybody can think.
Well, let's get back to the show. All right. So welcome to the Put in the Books podcast. This is episode number 27. La Familia, number 27 for the New York Mets. Got Keith to my right.
Woo!
Rodriguez across the table. And we are geared up to discuss the New York Metropolitans. And we are brought to you by Brooklyn Water Coffee. Do you want to do the honors again?
Yeah, I can do it real quick, and then you can do it afterwards. Brooklyn Water Coffee is actually amazing. I've been drinking it all week.
Phenomenal.
Segment. And the remainder of the show, for that matter, is brought to you by Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters. From their roastery to your front door. Only the finest beans from all over the world. So enjoy a big cup of 5 different flavors. One of the flavors they have is called Drunken Pig. That's the one I've been drinking. But don't worry, it's no animals were hurt during the making of the Drunken Pig. And it's alcoholic free. And it is delicious. The second one is a dark chocolate, guilt-free. How many calories are in that?
Settle.
That's right. No calories. You heard it, folks.
My
no
personal
calories.
favorite.
Yeah. Tell them what you like to do with
Mocha.
It smells phenomenal.
Mocha.
Well, there's no mocha in there, but it's just dark chocolate. I've cut the mocha out, guys. I like to brew a cup of the dark chocolate roast and pour it over ice. And it's just it's smooth. It's delicious.
Just the coffee itself is
Iced
No,
coffee.
yeah, just do it.
I gotta
Wonderful
try that. I
iced
haven't
Chocolate.
I have to admit I haven't tried that yet. I have to
No,
try that.
it's absolutely phenomenal. Any of the coffee is good, hot or cold. But
There's a third flavor called chicken and waffles. Yes, you heard it right. Chicken and waffles. Actually a vegan friendly coffee. There's no actual chicken in your coffee. So for all of you people out there who are taking that literal, don't worry about it. But the other fact about the chicken and waffles coffee, it has no calories. So unless you add, unless you make your coffee into a milkshake like half of you out there do, then it will have calories. But coffee itself does not have any calories. Don't judge me, because drink your coffee black, folks. Flavor is medium roast. This is hands down the most by Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters. It's a blend of African and South American
there you go.
coffees. This blend is a full-bodied and complex coffee that offers a sweet citrus note and lingering bright finish. And then the other one is Jacked Up Cupcake. Who do I call Jacked Up Cupcake? Rodriguez.
Right across the way
my
there.
buddy over here. He's my little Jacked Up Cupcake. They
Sounds a little weird, but
His little jacked up cupcake.
I don't like to be his little jacked up cupcake, but
it's
how it
actually,
goes.
I think it's
not here.
Right in the middle.
here.
In the middle.
It's right here, and I held it up for those of you on YouTube. For those of you listening on Spreaker, did not see what I just did. Jacked Up Cupcake. It's a high energy coffee.
Smells
It's called Jacked Up Cupcake. It's a delicious vanilla cupcake flavored coffee, and it contains 50% more per cup. So if you need that extra little kick in the rear end when you get up in the morning, or you're just so used to your regular coffee that the caffeine just does this, will have extra 50% per cup caffeine.
Kick.
So. It's
Kicking
delicious.
You know what?
All of these coffees are available to order. Just visit the website, brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. All coffee that you order is guaranteed to be shipped within 24 hours of the actual roasting. So they will roast your beans to order, and then ship it within 24 hours of that roast. So
Fresh coffee,
fresh
people.
as heck and delicious. Go for it.
Thank you, Stugotz. Now let's get to let's get to the show. Let's get to the matters at hand. Let's get to the Cy Young Awards that were announced today. Snell.
You mean the Cy Grom Awards?
Snell over the American League. But let's take it back to the National League.
We don't care about the American League. We don't care at all.
Hone in on the National League. Cy Young Award winner for 2018, Jacob deGrom of your New York Mets. Boom.
Jacob who? Who's that?
The deGrominator.
No.
Cy Grom.
That guy. Oh, that guy's a beast, bro.
Saigon.
Cy Grom.
You remember Saigon
I
from
do.
Entourage? Huh?
Yeah, but we're not talking
No, we're
about
not. Cy
talking
Grom.
about Cy
So,
Grom.
Entourage, get out of here. Yeah, forget about it. You over there.
Saigon. Plus, Saigon stole.
He stole.
Yeah, he stole Vince's car.
He did.
Yeah, punk.
All right, so Jacob deGrom and Keith mentioned this on it was either before the Giants podcast that we just did or during it, and we were going to mention it on this one. The most Mets possible way for a Cy Young Award winner, and that is the lowest win total in Cy Young Award winning history.
Had to be.
Has to be the Mets.
This is a Met record, right? We held what records this year, right? I'm trying to remember. We held the worst or the longest or the worst month, right? Was it June?
5-21, baby.
And then did we then turn around and have the best month? Or is it something stupid like that?
The 2018 Mets didn't have a best anything.
Of anything, no. Right now we do. We have the best pitcher in all of baseball.
Boom.
Cy Grom.
Cy Grom. So yeah, that is totally a Mets type of thing. Like we win the Cy Young and we hold a record for the least amount of wins. It's just frustrating being a Met fan.
It is, but DeGrom just
he made it a little better this year.
Tim is watching. Tim's
watching.
Forgive us, Tim, but Tim's a Skanky fan, and so he's watching. He just put in the YouTube chat.
He probably just shut us off now.
Andrew Har was robbed. Discuss. So let's get into that just a little bit. American League
only for Tim.
Only for Timmy. That's the only person that we would do this for.
That's the only Skanky that could ever make us do this.
Exactly. So Tim says Andrew Har was robbed. Maybe. Probably.
Hopefully.
He led all rookies in
he was
8 or 9 or 10 categories.
He was really good, man. He was really good.
Ohtani wins the award.
Because he's the next Babe Ruth, right, Tim? Discuss.
Ohtani wins the award. He's the two-way player from the Angels, the pitcher and a hitter, DH to be exact. And so he hits 22 home runs, and he pitches most of the season. Although I will say that most of the time he pitched once a week, and it was on Sundays. There clearly were obviously were times where he pitched during the week, but you heard often that Ohtani was going to pitch on Sundays, and so he did that most of the time. He's out. The Angels got lucky in it that when he wasn't able to pitch, he was still able to hit. So he had tweaked an ankle, and as a pitcher, you're not going out there, pitching 6-7 innings on a tweaked ankle, but you could sure hit the ball and loaf a little bit around the bases.
Yeah,
and he would knock the ball out of the ballpark, and then you just have to jog around the bases. And then he has to have Tommy John surgery, and that will not impact his hitting. So into next year, yes, he won't pitch the first half of the season.
He'll be a DH again.
He'll be a DH, and
let's see what kind of numbers he can put up. Full-time DH.
Exactly. And so the thought was that most predictions had him coming in between somewhere 9 and 12 home runs this year, and he hit 22. 22 home runs from your pitcher /
some shots too.
He did hit some shots, and he's got the classic
Japanese style.
Classic Japanese hitting style. It looks as though he's just slapping the ball, but it's moonshots.
He's a big dude too.
He's a big guy, and he hits to the opposite field. He's got opposite field pop, and
are you trying to make it seem like Ohtani should have got it? You're kind of like making Tim.
I'm saying that the everyday player probably deserved it.
That's right.
Well, he's almost an everyday player.
I think the fact that he played
not on
DH
the field
and pitched occasionally, he got it. I don't think I don't have a lot of respect for if you want to call it a position, the DH position. I just don't. I think DH is designed for those players who are a little older, still could swing a bat and can't play the field, and there's nothing wrong with that. But rookie of the year or some kind of
but
MVP,
then he's a pitcher though. That's the only thing that gives it a little bit of an edge, because
Without that,
if you've ever if the guy's pitching and then he's hitting and he's a good hitter and a good pitcher, it wasn't like he was a flop at either one. And only because of the surgery, he's not pitching again next year, because he would.
Just to bring it full circle, I would argue that Cy Grom can do that. Cy Grom could DH, and
But he
I don't know if he'd
didn't.
hit 22 homer. Well,
But
he's
he
in
didn't.
because he's in the National League.
So he didn't. So there's no
So-
validity to your point. There's none. Forget it.
There's a lot of
Ohtani.
validity to it. He's a Met. This is a Met show.
Say
And
I
I don't
don't-
really care about the Angels. Boom. So there
Still
you
no
go.
validity.
So
but
wait,
that's
are
okay.
you
Lots of
saying
validity.
are you saying we should get rid of the DH?
I would like the DH to go away. I'm okay with it in the American League. Having the leagues with two little different nuances to separate them and is okay, but I don't think it should be a league rule. I am totally opposed. I'm a as I say in baseball, or traditionalist. I like to see if you play a position, you grab a bat. I would like the National League to stay the way it is. But the fact that there's two leagues and each league has their own little differences, it's okay. It makes it interesting.
Would you ever want the National League to have the
No,
DH?
that's why I
Never.
said no, never.
Getting rid of the DH. I mean, there's an argument for both. Getting rid of the DH and bringing the National League brand of baseball
leave it
over the
alone.
American League, you lose out on guys like Jim Tomei towards the end of his career. You lose out on guys like Frank Thomas, Big Papi, Albert Pujols. So you lose out on those type of guys.
Steroid Palmero. I mean, there's a lot of people.
You
out
also
there.
lose out on trade bait from the National League to the American League.
Right. I'm okay with it in the American League. Like I said, I think that having the two leagues with, a little bit different, little nuances, changes. One's a DH, one don't have a DH, different style. It changes the whole style of the game having a DH and not having a DH. And I like the two different leagues. The National League's a bit of a different ball game. A little more strategy, where in the AL you're going to rely on the bat a little bit more because you're going to have a powerful lineup from 1 through 9. I like each league having their own thing. Leave it the way it is. Don't change it.
I will
Stop
confess
talking about
that you remember when DeGrom nearly hurt himself swinging the bat?
Yeah.
I was like, we need the DH in the National League. I don't want our guys getting injured.
That's a rarity, though. You don't really see that happen too often. You don't. I'm not a DH fan. I'm okay with it in the AL because I'm not an AL fan.
I'm
maybe,
okay keeping
but
it as is.
Just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Rodriguez, would you like to weigh in on this?
I would prefer that it stays the way it is, but if it has to change, I'd rather go with no DH. If it has to change,
If it has to be
if it has to
same in
if
both
it has
leagues.
to be either or, yeah, if it has to be the same in both leagues, I'd rather go with no DH because, like Keith said, it does add some strategy to the game. I mean, you have to get that eighth guy. I mean, you don't have to get that eighth guy out. You can walk him and pitch and throw to a pitcher and get an easier out, supposedly, than it is.
National League's a smarter game.
Not a smarter game, just more technical. You have to really think ahead a lot more. It doesn't mean smarter. You just have to be prepared a little bit more because
Manager has to be double
the
switches,
manager
all
double
that stuff.
switching, all that stuff. In the American League, you get a big poppy, you put him in the middle of the lineup, or you get an older guy like you said, Jim Tomey, and you put him in there, and the guy will give you 30 home runs. You're gonna score a lot more runs. But and you can use him as a fielder too occasionally, just to keep him. I prefer no DH. Because pitchers. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but pitchers get away with a lot of crap in the American League because they don't have to get up to the plate. They can come inside. They can throw junk. They can mouth off. They can do all these things. But when you're in the National League and you're coming up to that plate, you want to throw at somebody. When you're up, that pitcher can throw at you too. So it makes a little bit of a difference. Not that we want people throwing at each other.
It's
but
exciting
if it
sometimes.
does happen, if it has to happen,
Nice job, Sean Estes.
yeah. How could you miss
How did
him?
you
How
miss
did you
him?
miss him, Estes? Anyway, but
He didn't just miss. He threw.
Way behind him.
he
4 feet.
missed on purpose. What?
I'm just saying he did more than miss. He threw behind him.
God.
George is chiming in on the comments on YouTube saying that the better game is played in the National League.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just it's more of a chess match. To your point, not necessarily a better game. It's just
It's the pure
You gotta be
game. It's the way the
prepared.
game was meant to be played.
you can't be Don Mattingly.
You know?
messing up a double switch by crossing the
Just
the
leave it
foul
the way
line
it is.
and saying oops. No,
I love seeing the interleague games too. You know how because to me, American League cannot adapt as easily to the National League game as National League can to the American League game. Because all we have to do is have a solid pinch hitter. You put him as a DH, and boom, you have. And most good NL teams have a solid DH. A solid pinch hitter. But in the American League, you're essentially down a position player. Most DHs are not position players, and more than half the teams, I would imagine.
Sure, they are.
Yeah, the American League has to. You always hear about
Their defense.
You
is
still
the
have
weak.
the same people on the roster, so
Defense
you
is
have to
weak,
make a
though.
decision.
like in the World Series. You heard when the Red Sox were going to Los Angeles. You were hearing that Mookie Betts was going to come in and play second base. So the American League has to make more adjustments when coming into a interleague battle.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and
They're a little bit behind on that.
It's and
National
from a
League,
ma-
it's more of in my opinion, it's a relief. The pitcher doesn't have to hit. You can pop another.
It's a
batter in
plus
there.
in the National League and a negative for the American League.
I agree,
They're
but
not used to it.
in the Red Sox case, they were just so overwhelmingly good this year that it didn't really freaking matter where you put Mookie Betts. You could put him at catcher, they would have won.
Yeah, but they had a pitcher, so that gave them another. That gave LA a chance to get another out
Yeah,
when they would never have even had that chance if they played in the American.
True.
It was a
So-
DH.
Switching topics just a little bit because I mentioned the Red Sox. Scott, who is the other co-founder on Cinesportstalk.com. I'm going to tell you how greedy this guy was. He wants to trade Devers, the third baseman for the Red Sox,
Right
and
now?
and go out and sign Manny Machado. Like, what do you need
Oh man,
Manny
come
Machado
on.
for?
Come
You
on.
greedy little guy.
That's
'cause-
a nice way of saying it.
Well,
it's-
we got the sponsors. We got Frankie. We don't want to.
No, we don't want to upset anybody,
Ruffle
but come
feathers.
on, Scott, really?
So I'm not supposed to be honest. I'm going to tell you the truth. He's got Yankee envy. He's scared of the Yankees. He's scared the Yankees are going to sign him. He's scared the Yankees are going to continue their old tradition of beating the crap out of the Red Sox all the time. And he wants to stay on top of the game because the Red Sox
It's not
have been the
tradition
dominant
lately,
team.
yes.
Yes, traditionally the Yanks beat the crap out of them outside of the last 10, 15 years. And he wants to stay. He wants to change that tide. And he wants to be the dominant team for the next
Hey,
50
listen.
years.
If I'm
blame
a
him.
Red Sox fan, I want to do the exact
I
same
can't
thing.
blame him. I would too.
I would
You
want
can't really be mad at him, but
You
damn,
can't trust the
Scott.
Yankees.
I would
The
wanna-
Yankees
I
in
would
a
wanna
heartbeat
tr-
can sign everybody and their mom.
Exactly.
You know, and it's just all of a sudden it's like, so if I'm a Red Sox, I'd be in.
You know they're gonna try to get Machado. I mean,
It's kinda like
it
what
just
Tim
sounds
said.
stupid that people would say that.
It's kinda
I think
what-
they're
what-
not gonna try.
What Tim said, because of the Red Sox, what they were saying, blasting New York. It's the Red Sox. It would be the Red Sox fault if the Yankees went out and signed all these guys. But I say he's greedy as a Red Sox fan. But if I'm a Red Sox fan, I would do the exact same thing, and I want to sign Bryce Harper.
Can I
Oh,
just pause for a
Bring in
second?
Bryce Harper. Let's score it
Can we raise
1,000 runs.
it up? Can we raise it up? Cy Grom?
We're raising our glass right now, guys.
We didn't do a Cy Grom. Cheers
The Cy Grominator
to the Cy Grom.
wins the
Cy
Cy
Grom.
Young.
Cy
Let's
Grom.
do it again. Boom. Yeah. Let's go, Mets. It tastes better now that Jacob deGrom won the Cy Young.
Smooth.
Can I just
Goes
say-
nice and smooth?
Woo!
Not doing it.
George says the Yankees are 99.9% chance that they're going to sign Manny Machado.
So
That's fair.
Are we signing Harper, George?
Tim says I don't want Machado. It's going to be the next A-Rod. So I put you see the meme that I put, the funny meme of the guy that's laying in bed and he's like turned away from the wife and the wife is like, he must be thinking of another woman, and it's he's really
thinking
thinking
of
about
Machado?
what are the chances of the Mets signing Machado? Number one, that's me. Number two, when I posted it, Tim said I don't want him, and my response was like, "Yeah, you've already had your A-Rod. I'm taking him. I want Machado."
Yes. Of course. I
We're
just
not
don't think we're getting him.
We're not signing him.
I don't think so either.
No, we're not signing.
I think we have a better shot at Harper.
Oh god.
George says, "Come on, Rodriguez with the woo."
Woo!
Yeah, seriously.
You guys are the woo guys. I
No,
don't.
he's
I-
the
the woo
normally
guy.
mine cracks.
Woo! Woo!
Flair, woo.
I have years of practice.
Are they back and forth?
Woo! I get the eyes really bulging out. So yeah. Okay. I don't think we're signing Machado either, so there's that. But I don't want Donaldson. Get out of here with that garbage. Please.
I
I
How could
need
you
another
not want Donaldson?
because I don't. You know he's gonna play. He's not gonna play third.
he's gonna play third.
Yes,
No, he's
he
not.
is.
No, he's not.
So if you're late to the show, or if you're late to the party in
A life.
or if you've been on a rock somewhere, Keith is really, really, really upset with what's going on at first base. So we've got all these guys that can play first base.
I'm not asking you who's on second.
And our default is always like, well, he could play first base. You know, we'll sign Hanley to a minor league contract. He does.
We
well.
only have the number
Let's
one
put him at first
prospect.
base.
We only have the number one first baseman prospect in all of baseball, waiting
Allegedly.
to play. But let's sign Hanley Ramirez, the freaking washed up scrub. Why don't we go get Agon again so he can be Agon in the middle of the season with a 220 batting average and 5 home runs?
Meanwhile,
Why don't we go sign Eddie Murray? Hey, I heard John Oliver's looking for a comeback. Let's get Mo Vaughn. I heard he lost 50 pounds.
Brian Durant.
No, it's
Keep going.
ridiculous. Enough. I don't. And we got Frazier. So let's log jam third base now with old overpaid.
we want to get rid of Frazier.
Okay, but he's not gone. He's still here.
And we haven't signed Donaldson, so what are you upset about?
And you're excited about Bryce Harper. We haven't signed him yet. What?
He's trying to be logical to us. It's coming right
I'm
back
bringing
at
logic
you.
up.
Listen,
How dare you bring logic up?
imagine Bryce Harper in this lineup.
Oh my God.
Imagine.
Yeah,
Leading,
he looks good in every lineup, though, Keith.
okay, but he looks much better in the Met lineup
Earlier, so at some point this
to
season,
me, anyway.
If he wears my number.
At some point this season, Keith was, and we were all on the same page that we can get any number of outfielders that can put up Bryce Harper type numbers. What Bryce Harper is
For a
capable
lot
of.
less money.
Yes, for a lot. What he's capable
Conforto
of.
can do it.
Conforto can do it. But now, right before started, he was like, "Man, did you see Bryce Harper's numbers?"
Because I'm
Much
just
better than Machado.
well, no, I didn't say he's better. I said he has better areas and in I think less games. But
Sad.
I did, but I didn't say much better. It's much better and better in some areas, a little bit different. I think honestly, I would
Jesus
prefer
Christ.
to have Manny Machado, but
You
we're
don't know
not
what-
getting
You don't
him.
know what you want.
I do. I'm telling you what I want. You're not listening.
You don't
I
know.
prefer to have Manny Machado, but we're not getting him.
All right, so here's a proposal from Tim. The Yankees signed Machado to play third base, trade Andujar to the Mets for DeGrom.
That's a smart move.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Typical Yankee trade.
The only way that's going to happen is if you also throw in Judge and Stanton and pay half their salaries. Then we can start talking.
Ooh. Judge, Stanton, Andujar for DeGrom. Boom.
And half their
wait.
salaries.
Half their salaries. We'll also we'll listen.
My
We'll even
God.
throw in Nimmo.
We'll throw
Doesn't
no,
even sound-
Nimmo.
We're not throwing in anybody. If
We'll-
they do that, freak it.
We'll throw in Frazier.
Back. We'll send them back to the
Yeah,
Skankies.
send him back to the
Yep.
Skanks.
It works.
Anything's possible. Do you believe in?
Magic.
Oh.
Farachi, I hope you do. There'll always be Harper wearing orange and blue.
Excuse me while you vomit.
I hate the guy. You know how much I hate him. But if he wore a Met uniform, I would feel completely different about it.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't picture. I can't imagine it. I can't picture Bryce Harper on the Mets and liking it.
Can you
Yes.
picture Bryce Harper and the Mets Perez right behind him?
Right. But
Yeah, look at your face.
imagine
you wanna say
mid-season
no.
between if you had a full season of Metspidis, Harper, and Conforto, you have a potential of anywhere between 75 and 90 home runs or more even potential.
The guy got into a fight with with his own teammate in the
because
dugout.
he wants to win and they suck.
So did Jeff Kent, and
Who?
so did Barry
The
Bonds.
Nationals, they suck. He's tired of the high expectations and low
Kevin
outcome.
Bonds.
You wouldn't take Jeff Kent or Barry Bonds.
We
on your
had
team.
Jeff Kent. We traded him for Carlos Baerga.
Okay. So we made a mistake. There you go.
Big time.
So would you take Barry Bonds?
I think Baerga had as big of a head as Barry Bonds, but I wouldn't take Barry Bonds. Well,
Pre-knowing everything.
yeah, I would.
Pre-knowing him.
How do you not?
Would you take the Pittsburgh Pirates, Barry Bonds?
Yes, how do you not?
Yeah.
Leadoff hitter Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Barry Bonds, yeah. That's Bryce Harper.
Bobby Bonilla batted third on that team.
What's
I think.
Bryce Harper?
The Pittsburgh Barry Bonds is pretty close to a Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper did bat leadoff a few games this year in Natsville.
Why not? The guy he's always walked.
Don't attack me.
I
It was
will
just a
attack you.
statement. It was just a statement. I wasn't saying it was a bad move.
Why not? I mean, the guy's always on base. They pitch around him. Imagine, and
They
you
can't pitch around him with Metspedes right
Mets,
behind
but
him.
it's right behind. Even with Conforto right behind him,
I wouldn't put Conforto behind him.
I would put Conforto in front of him. Conforto would benefit
I'll
hugely
put
from.
Conforto third.
They'd have to throw to Conforto.
Conforto third.
Look at us Mets fans.
Yes.
We're putting out the
We're already making out
lineup
lineups.
card.
Rosario, McNeil, Conforto,
Rosario's leading off.
Bruce. Rosario's leading off. Conforto.
You trust him there already?
McNeil.
Really?
Well,
Have you seen the last
No,
2
I
months
know.
of his career?
He did.
No,
I
I've
mean,
definitely seen him.
he did good. So, and then second, you put Jeff McNeil, nice contact hitter, typical second batting order guy, get on base for your number 3, Michael Conforto, to drive him in, and then another shot to drive him in with your new center fielder,
Metspedes.
Bryce Harper.
You gotta go righty.
Yeah, lefty. Yeah, okay. So Metspedes, Harper. Harper's 5th.
Oh,
And who's behind Harper? Oh my God, they'd have to throw to Cespedes.
That's not
supposed to
an
be hitting
opening
50
day
homers.
lineup because Cespedes is out until like August.
No, we're talking long term.
We're talking long
2019
Talking
World
next year,
Series.
2020. Oh, 2019 World Series. He's
19, okay.
right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
Tim on YouTube points out last time a Met won the Cy Young, he was traded for a nice package of young players.
yeah, we have
I said the only difference is he was 45 years old.
Travis Dar no play, and of course
Dar never play.
our second favorite pitcher, really 1A. I like him just as much, but
The God of
tonight
Thunder.
he is our second favorite.
He is much more entertaining on Twitter.
He really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And him and Mr. Met.
And he was
have a
in Game of
great
Thrones.
rivalry. No, he wasn't. Oh yeah, he was in Game of Thrones.
He was
What was the last thing he did? Where he was a Viking? He was getting dressed up as a Viking. He had face paint. He had his hair braided like a Viking. Some kind of Viking show he was doing now.
Viking Quest.
Victory!
It's an entourage squad. Victory! That's what we're going to be saying next year. However, getting back to, are we done? Are we over this Bryce Harper thing?
I'm never over it until someone else signs him or we sign him. Then I'll be over it.
Are you really rooting for the Mets to sign Bryce Harper?
Yeah. Well, okay. Just to say again, just to be clear, I'd prefer Machado. I just do not feel Machado's coming to the Mets. Mets have sent out little notes and hints that they don't like him. I get it. Okay.
Who likes a guy that says I don't hustle?
I want him. Okay, but I'm not paying him $35 million to tell me I don't hustle.
If you're paying that much money, the guy cannot say I'm not hustling. to
Right,
you.
I get it. So I
I mean, come
don't think
on.
we're getting Machado. If I had a choice, it's Machado. I don't think we're getting him. So therefore, my second choice, which by default becomes my first, is Bryce Harper. I would love to have Bryce Harper. I can only imagine the outfield of Cespedes, Conforto, and Harper. Look at this. That's an outfield,
It's
dude.
a nice outfield, to be honest.
You know,
it's
and-
a powerful outfield, but
Where do you play Nimmo? First base?
Nimmo doesn't play. Nimmo's on the bench.
Yeah,
You
fifth, fourth
put
outfielder.
Nimmo and you put Lagares and you put Bruce on the bench.
Yeah, Lagares would probably get traded.
3 guys on the bench already.
Why can't
By
we put
signing
Bruce
Harper.
at first?
Alonso's going to be at first, according to Keith. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Hanley.
Oh yeah, Hanley.
Hanley.
Hanley and Bruce, righty lefty.
Hanley and Bruce.
Let's put
Platoon at first
Swarzak
base.
at first because he sucked at what he. Let's take everybody who sucks at what they do, which is like half the team right now, and just put him at first. Travis Darno should play first. Let's put Plawecki at first. You think DeGrom should play first? How about Syndergaard? Should he play first? Let's put Matz at first. Let's get familiar, but don't put him in a pen. Put him at first. Put them all at first.
It keeps him fresh.
Fresh this.
Play a different guy
know-
there every inning.
You know what else keeps him fresh?
9 innings a game, 9 different first
I'm
basemen.
not going to say it. We'll keep it G-rated.
What about George brings up Chris Bryant?
No. For DeGrom?
Which, yeah.
Okay.
Not for the Grom.
Before I say no, yeah, let's take a step back because I saw that stupid article and that's what just set me off. Oh, DeGrom for Chris Bryant. What are you, stupid?
Steve Matz.
Come on.
Steve Matz. For Chris Bryant.
We
Matt's-
gotta give up more than Matt.
Matz and Frazier.
We gotta give up more.
Matz, Frazier, and
Shut up.
Lagares.
Why?
Matz, Frazier, and Lagares.
It's Chris Bryant.
Give him Swarzak.
What?
Swarzak and Matz.
You give the Cubs to the Grominator, they go into the series. Even if you take away Bryant, they have a lot of talent on that team.
Well, we could put Bryant at first base.
That's where he's going to end up.
I see no issue with that.
Okay, Matz and Alonso for Bryant.
I don't want to trade Mats. I feel like I don't want to trade Mats now.
Well, he's our only lefty pitcher, right? Only starting lefty. Don't talk about Vargas. Shut up. He's not a starting
Vargas.
pitcher. He's a piece of garbage. Don't count.
Vargas?
5-inning Vargas.
Garbage.
I don't have
He's
any
not a
problem with
starter.
Vargas.
He's a long reliever that sucks at it. But happens to pitch in the first inning. Sucks.
And the second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Sucks. If he's lucky, he gets that far. Sucks.
You're so sour on.
I am sour on
For
him.
what reason?
Because he sucks. Yeah.
He had a hell of a second half.
He's a double D douche. I don't like him.
Did he not have a good second half?
He had a better second half. Sure, he did.
Good. Up his
He-
trade value.
Even
Get rid of him.
better the last 2 months of the season, August and September.
Yeah, when it counted in the playoffs.
Who would George trade for Chris Bryant? Chris with a K. Chris with a K. Good job, bro. Yeah.
So we got another little comment here, and one of you guys can take this. Timmy says, "Do you guys really think Cespedes is going to be good again? I think he's done, very done. I don't think they should have signed him last time at all."
Yeah, I think he's going to be good when he comes back from his injury. I think so. The guy's an athlete. I mean,
Does Tim realize that Cespedes is like 62 years old? We can't really prove his age. So he's playing at a really high level for a 60-year-old man. He'll be fine till he's 70.
yeah, I think he'll be good. I think, as a matter of fact, he's probably been playing hurt and been performing.
For quite a bit already.
Yeah, so
Quite a bit of time, I'm sure.
I do think he'll be good. I think he'll be good for the remainder of our contract. I'm hopeful that he'll come back and play throughout.
If he can't come back this year, then they really do need to trade him. They have to get rid of that guy.
Yeah,
No joke.
but I don't know. Chris Bryant. What's Chris Bryant's numbers?
He had a bad year this year, but he's been steady 25 home run guy easily. Good third baseman, strong arm, young. I mean, he's a good guy to trade for.
We can put him at first base.
I don't see why not.
I'll tell you something. I would take Chris Bryant in a heartbeat over Machado. Would you take Chris Bryant or Machado?
Yes.
I'd take Chris Bryant.
So Chris Bryant is 26, similar to Machado. Last year he batted 272. He played in 102 games. He was injured. I do remember that. Had 13 dingers, 52 ribbies, and a 370 in 308. That's not bad. Better than anybody on our team, I'm sure.
His bad year had a better average than anybody on our team, bro.
Starting, and
That's
I'm
crazy.
gonna list off home runs, RBIs, on base percentage, and batting average, then on base percentage from 2015 through 2018. So home runs, starting in 2015, 26, 39, 29, and then, as I just said, 13. His batting average 275, 292, 295, 272. So his off years are good. His on base percentage from 2015 through current is 369, 385, 409 in 2017. And he 374 last year.
It's a good player, man.
Yeah, he had
And
77.
he doesn't say he doesn't hustle. He hustles. I've seen it.
Yeah, and he did have 199 strikeouts in 2015. Then there's that. But I guess it's better than hitting.
2015 was his first year, right?
Yeah, but I guess it's better than hitting into a double play, right?
What was the average? What was the batting average when he had all those strikeouts?
He bat 275 with a 369 on base percentage.
275 with almost 200 strikeouts.
And 77 walks.
He's really good.
Yeah, because you got to think Aaron Judge, not this year, his rookie season, he struck out like 185 times and hit 284.
Why would the Cubs look to trade him, though? Who are they putting there?
They're not looking to trade him. They asked Theo a question, and he said, "No one's untouchable. I would trade anyone." Doesn't mean I'm looking to trade Chris Bryant. He called the person out. He said it, but everybody just went, nuts, so like they always do, and said, "Oh, they're looking to trade Chris Bryant." But no one's untouchable. Even no one on the Mets is untouchable. Even the Grominator. If they come with a great freaking offer for him, if it was a Chris Bryant for the Grominator,
I think if you're gonna
straight up. Would you do it?
No. I think in the end of the day, DeGrom is more important to the team than Chris Bryant is. I don't think Chris Bryant makes us that much of a better team than DeGrom. It's harder to replace DeGrom, if you want to even look at it that way, than it would be to get a player who can somewhat live up to Chris Bryant.
DeGrom makes you a better team every fifth day. Chris Bryant makes you a better team every single day.
But through free agency, you can get a player similar to Chris Bryant. Through free agency, you cannot get a player similar to Jacob deGrom.
Who said?
Until he becomes a free
Tell
agent.
me who.
Jacob deGrom.
Who can you sign this year that's another Jacob deGrom? Who can you sign this year that's another Chris Bryant?
Chris Bryant's not a free agent this year.
I'm just saying that's not the point. The point is you can get a player of Chris Bryant's caliber easier than you can get a player
Kershaw's
of
going to be a
deGrom's
free
caliber.
agent. Kershaw's going to be a free agent.
But Kershaw is 4 years older than deGrom
No, actually, he just signed a new contract.
and just signed a new contract.
And Chris Bryant is 3 years young, 4 years younger than deGrom.
But he's the same age as Harper.
We're talking about deGrom and Chris Bryant. Make up your mind, man.
No, I'm saying you can get a player of Chris Bryant's caliber
You can
into the
get a
lineup.
good pitcher, a great pitcher as a free agent if they become free agents, just like another player.
Who can you get that's similar to Cy Grom right now?
Kershaw.
Nope, he just signed with the Dodgers.
You can't get Chris Bryant right now either.
You can get Machado, you can get Bryce Harper, you can get Donaldson.
You know what? Donaldson
And at the same time, you can
guys.
add that bat to the lineup and keep DeGrom.
But because they happen to be free agents this time,
Okay,
Keith,
but
that
why
doesn't
give up-
mean that you
but why
can't
give
get
up-
the guy. You're not making
why give up
that doesn't
DeGrom?
make any sense.
It does make sense. Why give up
doesn't
DeGrom
make
to get something that you can get while keeping DeGrom?
Of course. But my point of that is you can get a really good pitcher or a really good hitter when they become free agents. That's the whole goddamn point of being a free agent.
So sign a free agent, keep DeGrom. Twice as good.
That sounds great to me. But
Thank
if you, I'm asking you, would you trade Chris Bryant for DeGrom? I
No.
would,
I would not.
because Chris Bryant is an everyday player,
Right.
and they're both at that greatness level.
And you can go out in the free agent market right now and get the same caliber player while keeping DeGrom to make your team twice as better.
Or you can trade him for Chris Bryant and not pay any money.
Not pay any money, but you're also losing DeGrom.
Getting Chris Bryant.
Well,
Okay, but you can.
I mean, think about it. I mean, you both have good points, but think about it this way: with the offense as it is right now, DeGrom only got us 10 wins. In reality, he got us 21 wins. So if you tell me that we're gonna improve the bullpen to the point where they don't have an 11 ERA in his losses, then I probably don't trade DeGrom for Chris Bryant in that situation. But if you're gonna tell me DeGrom with the putrid offense, I'm gonna use the word putrid because it was for most of the year, he only got us 10 wins.
Right, but I can say that was not. Winner, you can also say that's not the offense's fault. That was the bullpen's fault. How many games did the bullpen blow for him?
Did you hear what I said?
I did, but that's what I'm saying.
I said if you can tell me that we improve the bullpen and DeGrom gets the 22 wins that he should have gotten instead of the 10 with a 1.7 ERA, then I would not trade DeGrom for Chris Bryant.
There's no argument needed that we need more offense anyway, regardless. Right. But you can go in a free agent market. I don't even like Josh Donaldson, but you can go out there and sign this guy for 2 years and put that same sort of bat in the lineup while keeping DeGrom. So you'll be adding the same thing and keeping DeGrom and being even that much more of a team. There's so much competition out there right now. I would rather have both than exchange DeGrom for that kind of bat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel that letting DeGrom go.
Yeah, because you want them both. Sure. I would rather have both of them too, Keith.
But we have the ability to sign free agents right now.
My point is, if you traded them for each other, would you?
Let me call Fred Wilpon. Hold on.
I would. I'd trade a pitcher for an everyday player. They're both at the same level any day.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Let him know.
Fred Wilpon said that we're going up to 210 on the payroll this year.
Wouldn't that be nice? Here's
that would be wonderful.
This is a pretty interesting article, and even more interesting because it's from the Post. But this could have been in any article. But Fangraphs does a calculation of value. Now, forget what the guy's being paid, but how much value are they giving?
Wins above replacement thing? No,
dollar value.
Dollar value.
So since 2014, since DeGrom's debut in 2014, he has provided the Mets with $197.7 million in value.
That's great.
4 years. 5 years.
197, you said?
197. So he's given the Mets $40 million a year in value, and he's made 12.6. So, and that's not any team being cheap. That's him coming out of the minor leagues,
being a young guy and not getting paid. Yeah.
So the Post is saying that a friendly contract for both teams, both the team and DeGrom, would be a 5-year, $155 million contract, and how he has it laid out is interesting, because he has DeGrom making $20 million in 2019, 27 in 2020, and then $36 million annually for the next 3 years. And Max Scherzer,
that's a lot of money.
Max Scherzer currently has $35 million seasons in his contract. So he's putting him up there with Scherzer, and clearly he belongs in the same class. He just beat Scherzer.
Sure.
29 first place votes for the Cy Young.
He won his own award.
Can I just say congratulations, Cy Grom?
And then another comparison they're doing, and this is it's actually a pretty interesting article. Nice job, Post. Finally, that Zach Greinke, the 3 years before he got his big contract, had the same type of value as DeGrom, and Greinke got a 6-year, $206 million contract from the Diamondbacks.
Is he available this year?
The Diamondbacks are selling off. The first baseman is available also. But Goldschmidt, you telling me you wouldn't want Goldschmidt?
That's a different story.
That's a different
story. That guy is immediately, our lineup becomes a whole different thing.
Well, I mean, what if you can upgrade the talent at first base via trade? You trade Alonso and a package for Goldschmidt, and then you sign Bryce Harper.
You don't have to sign Bryce Harper if you get Goldschmidt.
Who did you say for Goldschmidt? Alonso and
a package.
It looked like you're getting upset.
No, I'm asking you upset.
A package surrounded by Alonso.
How old is Goldschmidt?
Well,
29, 28?
Yeah.
He's
late 20s.
he just hit 30.
Just hit 30?
I don't want him.
Well, actually it says 31.
He's even older.
His season he was 30. September.
Is he from DR?
In September he was 22. His birthday was September 10th.
What did he do this year?
Now he's 31.
This year he batted 290 with a 389 on base percentage. He hit 33 dingers, 83 ribbies, and I was on a team that really didn't. They underperformed, kind of like.
And I want to say, if you were to be able to find the breakdown by month, I want to say deep into mid-May, I want to say he was batting like 230.
He wasn't having a good year,
He
right?
was having
I
a
do remember
really
that.
bad
He did start
start.
rough.
Uh-huh.
But
And so,
that's
But you could have Alonso doing that for the next 10 years.
Okay. My thing is
Think about it.
my thing is, and I always
I'm thinking about
I've
it.
always said, if it makes us a better team, I'm all for it. I don't think certain things, in my opinion, don't make us a better team. I think Goldschmidt probably makes us a better team right now, because Alonso, as much as I believe in him and I think he's going to be great, but it's what I think. With Goldschmidt, he has major league proof that he is really good first baseman, offensive, defensive. Alonso has a lot of potential. He probably will be good, but probably versus is are two different things.
okay, so let me give you a scenario. So the Mets drastically upgrade their bullpen. They get Andrew Miller and they get Britton.
Kimbrel, Britton.
Kimbrel, we're not getting.
I'm not big on Kimbrel. I don't
Why not?
know.
I think
we would have to give up a pick for him.
yes.
For
Maybe
Kimbrel.
it's his whole.
But
That is a.
I've
Reminds me of
heard-
the Braves too much,
Yeah,
right?
like, what are you doing?
God, I
I've
hate
actually
them.
heard rumblings that the Braves are interested in bringing him back.
I hope not.
So okay, so let's say that in my scenario, you get Britton, you get Andrew Miller, and you bring back Familia. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
I'm saying a lot there. So in that scenario, or you get two out of three.
Two of the big
Plus-
relievers we should get.
Yeah. Plus, we're bringing Mejia comes back. I don't know what to expect from Mejia. Swarzak is here in a full blown healthy season. You got
Gisselman, Lugo.
Gazelman, Lugo. That's a solid bullpen on paper.
There-
We always have to say on
it's
paper.
solid. No,
So
it's solid.
We
dude.
always have to say on paper because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
They've done it
um,
before. They're solid. Good.
Would you, at that point, would you rather trade Alonso in a package for Goldschmidt, or would you rather have Alonso and sign one of the two big guys,
Oh,
Machado or Harper?
No, I'd rather have Alonso and sign one of the two big guys. Yeah, for sure. But that's, I'm talking as of right now. We don't have those guys. So
Right.
that's my thoughts on Goldschmidt right now. If we sign Harper, heck yeah, bring up Alonso, because we can afford to take a shot on the future at first base with Alonso being, 4 or 5 years younger than Goldschmidt. Without those other two big ones, Goldschmidt would be our big one. He'd be the one that he'd be the bopper in the lineup.
We need a badass third baseman. We need a good third baseman, a really solid one, and to shore up the bullpen. And we're back to being a really good competitive.
We could
solid
put Jay
team.
Bruce at first.
You could if you have a
Read
good
my
third
mind, buddy.
baseman.
Read my mind.
So yeah, there's a lot of scenarios you guys are throwing at me,
What's
right?
the
So
scenario?
a lot of different scenarios, such as
The ground for Chris Bryant.
right, we started there,
I
and then it just went downhill off the rails.
I think as Mets fans, I think we're excited about the possibility with Van Wagenet coming in and being maybe uncharacteristic or doing different things. I have not watched the video yet, but he let out like a yes when DeGrom won, and somebody either tweeted out or it was said on air that the baseball writers are giving DeGrom more support than his offense did.
That's true.
Which is true.
That is so true.
It is true.
And his
What
bullpen.
do we have to do? Score 4 runs a game, and he
never loses. He never loses.
But
if
hold
you
on.
score 4 runs a
Well,
game.
Okay.
the bullpen would. blow.
This is a keep it in the family thing. Who said that? Is it a Met fan? It's not funny.
Who said what?
More support, that the writers are giving him more support than the lineup.
I don't. Let me
I
see
can
if
say that. Rodriguez can say that. You can say that. If
Brian Holmes sucks.
if it's some Yankee schmuck or somebody from the Post, then no. They shout it.
What if Tim said it?
Tim's my boy. He can say
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I'm trying to see who. Oh, you know what? I remember exactly where this was.
But you know what I mean? Like, I can trash the Mets, but it's family. It's a family thing. If somebody else who's not a Mets
It's
trashes
not-
the Mets,
It's not a Met fan.
is it somebody I know?
No,
Okay.
it is Jack O'Connell of the Baseball Writers Association of America took an on-air shot at the Mets. He's getting more support from the writers than his teammates. Callaway
You know what's funny though?
on
I've heard more of the Mets and their crappy players in the lineup than I have this McConnell guy. So who are you, dude? So like, shut it.
so this
Loser.
is the video.
Oh yeah, I got more support for you right here, jackass.
Callaway chuckled.
Ah, Callaway chuckled. What? You freaking Indian.
What?
I don't mean
Well,
an
what do you
ethnic
want him
way.
to
I mean
say,
that in a
bro?
baseball team
Yeah.
He's
way.
in a no-win
Disclaimer.
situation. He can't say anything.
What are you chuckling at? If I was seen anything he said that, I'd be like this. Here's the nubs up for you, punk.
Where's
No.
Well,
You're the manager of the team.
piled
Somebody just
into-
insulted your team. You're gonna chuckle?
What's he supposed to say?
Stick the finger at him. Tell him to go f himself. I'm angry. No, it's not right. It's wrong. It's wrong. I wouldn't laugh. I wouldn't think that's funny.
He can't say anything really.
You don't have to say anything, but what are you laughing at? Laughing is not the answer. Saying nothing is a better answer. Sitting there with a
Winning the division is the best. The
is-
World Series. So then that guy Jack off Connell can write his.
he
own
should
out.
probably clean his eye, but with a different finger while the guy said it.
He could have done that. He could have went like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And that would have been caught on camera and would have been spread everywhere.
It would have been amazing.
Then Van Wagenen
Met
would have had
fans-
to talk to him and
but
probably
Met
fire
fans,
him.
Met fans would respect him 10 times more.
Oh,
10
they
10
would have respected him
10
for sure.
times more. Not just 10 times, 10 times.
All right, so we'll admit that there's 20 different scenarios rolling around in our minds as we go to sleep at night.
A few, yeah.
Have we talked about? Have
definitely.
we even hit any of the topics? Or are we just stuck on this one for the last 12 days?
No, I think we did hit on a couple of topics so far, but one topic in particular we've touched on it, but we haven't directly said what do you think is going to be the first big move the team makes? I'm going with reliever. I'm going to say they make a big splash reliever wise. I don't think you get a decision from Machado or Harper until mid-December. But I think
At minimum.
the relievers, the dominoes will start falling. But
I think they'll get that guy Andrew Miller first.
Andrew Miller?
It really sounds like he's the guy that they're gonna get because he was a Callaway disciple over in Cleveland. He actually made him better, a lot better. I think that's the guy they're gonna kick the tires on him, see if he's healthy, and then bring him in. I think that might be the first signing.
big guy, and that dramatically improves the bullpen.
Makes them better.
Just the one guy.
I would like to see Familia.
Would you? I'm not sold on Familia coming back. I'm not.
But like the conversation that
He's too.
the
He makes
conversation
you
that we were
nervous,
having,
dude.
He
the
does,
conversation that
but-
we were having a week or so ago. If you bring back Familia and then one of the other two big guys, whether it be Britton or Andrew Miller, and you cut it down, this Mets team, if you can cut the game to 6 innings, or in the case of DeGrom and Thor, a 7-inning game or an 8-inning game or a 9-inning game, where the starter just goes and does its job, and then you can bring in a Familia, a Miller, and then whoever we decide is closing this year.
You can bring in Familia, you can bring in Britton, and you can bring in Miller.
Yeah.
Any of those three guys are closers.
But to have,
Jesselman's a closer. Ground ball guy.
Swarzak is
we
done
would-
it.
Swarzak's a closer.
I think we would immediately have.
You got 5 potential closers. We're asking a lot for them to sign all 3 of those guys, but if you sign 2 out of the 3,
but
you got.
Familia said wants to come back according to Big Frank. He loves the Mets.
Oh, I have no doubt. He was upset when he left.
Would be great if he come back. That way he'll come a little cheaper.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So if you bring those 2 guys back and you got other potentials, I mean, you can do a closer by committee at that point.
You think
And-
we're over 500 if we sign 2 out of the 3 as a team?
Yes.
Win wise. I think yeah, at least in the NL East, we
Not
you
without
know,
a bat. Not without a righty bat.
well, what's
If Cespedes,
I don't know the
if
numbers.
Cespedes,
How many
if Cespedes was
games-
starting the year,
True.
it'd be fine.
How many games did we win this year?
75.
75. So you're only asking for 7 more wins.
Yeah, I think it's a done deal.
And I think with 2 of the 3
DeGrom
guys.
alone,
Yes,
they-
so what to go to 82 to do what?
No. He's saying, do you think with just those 2 guys do we get to 500? I think yes.
Oh, we need more. We need more to
But
be
then-
successful. But
right,
I'm just saying,
but
at least
if we get that bat, now you're talking 87, 88 wins.
depending on the bat, yeah,
Yeah.
because we
That-
may go
that
even
bat.
higher.
Where the
90,
playoffs
92.
are, you want to be between 88 and 94 in that
Yeah,
range to make the playoffs, even as a wild card. So you need a bat. You need a power bat in that lineup.
Yeah, and you need the bats you have to play consistently throughout the year. Because if Conforto's consistent, if Alonso pans out to what he should be,
We're not gonna win with 240 hitters, bro. We
You
need,
know-
we need to get these guys to hit to be better contact hitters,
McNeil's promising.
get on base.
He's a promising table
definitely
setter.
promising. He's good.
Alonso, we don't know major league wise, but so far he's proven that he has some good potential.
If Alonso
Conforto-
hits 250 and he hits 30 home runs,
I'm all good.
sold.
Yeah, I'm stoked. And Conforto looks like he's. I mean, the guy
I mean,
played
the charlatan.
the Charlatan. the guy, how many home runs did he hit last year? 28.
28
I mean,
in a bad year.
When it didn't count, didn't matter. Thanks, charlatan.
and you put him up there batting in front of Bryce Harper, he probably hit more because he's got to get some pitches.
Bryce Harper.
I'm being hopeful. I'm being very hopeful.
I just made the chicken and waffles fart into your nose.
I loved it.
It's fantastic. Oh, for those of you on speaker,
Chicken and waffle.
The little,
flatulence.
it's a little tiny little hole back here in the coffee bag.
Hey, can we all do it? We got
Brooklyn.
3 bags. Can we do the
Oh,
Keith?
look at that.
Wait, mine's gonna fall.
Wait,
off.
I got a headset on.
My head's too pointy.
We're all doing it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
There we got it.
We are.
So
yeah, nice and easy.
Howdy.
imagine,
All right,
right?
well,
Even if a Cespedes
there
comes
goes.
back,
You
Got it.
you guys fail.
I'm wearing a headset on.
I told you I went to finishing school. That's how I know. That's how I get this
Top of your
done.
head is flat too. It helps.
It is.
It's like shaved down.
It's like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So if we put Bryce Harper in the lineup in front of Conforto, Conforto will probably hit 35 home runs. Easy. And if you put Cespedes behind Harper, Harper will end up hitting 43, 44 home runs.
Dongs.
Cespedes makes it. Cespedes makes that team pretty badass. If he comes back as Cespedes,
Where would Alonso bat if he plays the way we would like him to play?
7th. With the full team,
Yeah.
or without who's there. That's what matters. Depends who's there. With Cespedes there,
With with everybody who is a Met right now, healthy and playing, including Cespedes.
he should bet 7th, 6th to 7th.
I would think 6th. Maybe even 5th. If he's playing to his potential, maybe even 5th.
If he's playing to his potential, he's a cleanup hitter.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's switch gears a little bit here. We talked a lot about who we might potentially get. Keith dropped the coffee.
like somebody shot him.
Yeah, what just happened? That's why I love being live on YouTube now.
Yeah.
See everything going on here. Did you guys see that? Keith got shot. Coffee went off.
He got jacked up.
Jacked up cupcake. Third base. Oh, it smells fantastic. This Brooklyn Water coffee is to die
Wow,
for.
it is. It is.
It's just, and it says right on the back,
fresh.
from our roastery to your door. Order at Brooklyn
And it's
Water Coffee Roasters.
Brooklyn.
Punto.com.
Brooklyn.
You want me to read this?
Yeah, so
Or you just want to get it out of your way?
No, I thought you were going to go into a whole,
No, I wasn't
that
going
you were
to.
segueing into.
I was not.
Okay. But I just want to point out that when you order these beans, because these browns were once beans. They were. They roast it. And as soon as they roast it, within 24 hours, it gets shipped to you, Stephen Faraci.
And what
And
you want
you
to do
too.
here, what I did when these guys so wonderfully handed these bags over to us, I put it in the trunk because I was going to a movie screening, and I've told you guys this, and I've said this on air, but it wouldn't hurt to put the coffee into your trunk overnight. When you get into your car to go to work the next morning, it smells like one giant cupcake.
Provided you like coffee.
Oh, it smells well. Not even that. It just smells like the flavor, like yeah. The dark chocolate.
It does.
The dark chocolate is to die for.
Well, yeah, that's dark chocolate.
To die for. So getting back to it here. So we talked a lot about who we might get, who we might be interested in, and all that
Who
stuff.
we want.
Let's talk about who we think will remain on the team, vets, and will they bounce back? So if we keep a Frazier around and he's the third baseman, does he bounce back?
Oh, that's your okay.
If we keep a Swarzak around, which we will, sign a 4-year deal, I
Oh,
think.
he already bounced back.
Yeah, in the second half. Who else? Jay Bruce.
Jay Bruce.
That's the big one.
That's the real big one, yeah.
Because Jay Bruce is capable of hitting 250 with 30, 35 home runs. Todd Frazier is in that 220 range now.
I just can't stand that, though. I
The
can't
220,
take
I know.
it. I can't take it.
I think Todd Frazier
The
had
Todd father.
a year aside. Okay, if you were to add the games he was out when he was hurt, obviously, and then factor average in his stats or home runs, I think he had a year.
Sucked.
What more were you expecting?
I was expecting 25 to 30 home runs with a 230 average.
How many did he hit?
Home runs?
Yeah.
Was he like 12?
Maybe.
No.
Yeah. What do you think he hit? Don't look it up until you tell me what you think he hit.
I thought he hit 18.
18. Get out of here. What are you doing? Let me smell what
I
you're
thought
drinking.
18
Let me
would've
smell
been
that
a
apple
good year.
juice. 18. What are you doing? 18, he says. Kids, are you watching?
18 home runs.
You're lying.
He batted 213. Okay.
213.
He had 18 home runs?
18 home runs in 115 games. So if he played 150 games, he
What are you
would
looking at
have
over
probably had close to 25 homers.
18.
But he was out. He was hurt,
Right,
and
he was
he
hurt.
was out.
Right. That's
And
what
he
I'm saying.
sucked.
It's just like Conforto hit 27 home runs. They mean nothing.
Oof.
Well, so Cy Grom's award means nothing too. If you're gonna
Don't
put it
you
that way.
dare
He
say
did
that.
He did it all year. Charlatan came at the end of the year like he did. He's done the last couple of years. At the end of the year, he comes and he hits. Charlatan, faker. I love you though, Conforto. Stay on our team. Don't leave.
Yeah, as far as consistency goes, the Conforto is not the definition of that in 2018 for sure.
He needs to be more consistent, so his career can really take off. Then
Well-
he becomes a Machado and a Harper. For real.
It'll be interesting to see how he starts this year off with no injury free to start the season.
Well, he should not start in the minor leagues either. He should
Who?
start the season with the Mets. He should start in the major leagues, Conforto.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
You know, if he
You know,
has a bad spring training, they put him in the minors.
Oh,
That's
no.
insane.
I've said this before. I think his slow start had to do with him still strengthening and recovering from. He had shoulder surgery, but whatever. It don't matter. Season was a wash.
Meaningless numbers.
Yeah.
Let's stop and take a selfie.
Unbelievable. Oh, stop, take a selfie.
We just took a selfie on air.
We
Now that that's out of the way, so we expect a bounce back from Bruce or what?
Yeah, I expect to bounce back, unless he's lying like Metsperez did, and he still has issues. That's the whole thing. Is he still injured? What is he, like 33, 34? I think now,
I think
Bruce.
he's around 33.
Yeah, I'll look it up in a second. But I think how come it's not coming up?
Do you keep Bruce in the lineup in the field and mess with Nemo's career because Nemo started to turn it on last year, and he's actually improving, and he's
It's such
getting better. I don't
Guess
think
how
he's
many-
going to be a
guess
30
how many
home
home
run
runs
guy.
Jay Bruce hit last year?
Oh,
It's a good guess, but higher.
6.
who?
Jay Bruce.
Wait a second, hold on. I'm lost now because I thought we were talking about Jay Bruce before. When you said 18, that was Todd Frazier.
Todd
That was
Frazier.
Todd
Oh,
Frazier.
I knew. I thought you were.
Wait a minute. Who were you listening to? Because
did I just pull a Keith?
What do you mean pull Keith?
Wow.
You
I
pulled
just
a
pulled a
Faraci.
Keith.
you pulled a Keith, a big
That's
one.
why I was saying 18. What are you talking about? That's why I was like, what's in your apple juice?
What's in your apple juice?
My apologies. I apologize. I humbly apologize.
I'm not going to accept it right now, but I will later when we're off the air. But right now, forget it.
Forget about it.
Forget it.
All right, so Bruce, that's what I wanted to say. 12?
9.
9.
9 home runs.
Wait, didn't we make a bet?
I don't know. Did we?
You don't remember.
No.
Didn't he try to make a bet with me? Maybe we didn't make the bet. Didn't he say between whatever point that was in the season and the end of the year, he's going to hit 10 home runs? I will find it in our chat.
What,
Yeah,
that
you can do
he
that.
said
I may
that
have
or
it.
that
I
you
don't
said
know.
He
that?
said that. I wouldn't say that. I can't stand Jay Bruce.
You love Jay Bruce.
But he did bat a full 5 points higher than Todd Frazier.
Well, that's
Oh,
fantastic.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
Wow. 2 of our main guys that we're counting on bat 215
Well,
average.
He
Wow.
was 31 through the season last year, Jay Bruce, that is, and he's gonna
How does he
be
look so old?
as of April 3rd. His birthday's in April, so he'll be 32 going into the year
April
this year.
1st, I'm sure.
He looked absolutely
Ancient.
miserable at the plate. Miserable. He looked bad. He looked lost. He looked like lost. He just, I don't know how else to describe it. He looked miserably lost. Here, I'll compound my definitions.
How does he go hit 30-something home runs for another team, comes to us, and barely hits 10? Not even 10.
You know,
I mean, come on, man. What is that about? All right, enough with this jinx and this hellhole that we're in. Come on.
That's a good point.
Enough. And he's not old. He's 31 years old. My God.
he had a sore ass and he had plantar fasciitis.
I know that hurts, dude. But inserts. Just go to freaking Walmart, man.
Eli Manning played with it.
Can I just also add that
Please.
Cespedes had 2 heel injuries that had needed surgery and ended his season, came back for 1 game and hit a blast. In 1 game, a blast. Not even a lucky shot. It was a moon shot. You remember that?
And then he was out.
And then he was out. This schmo played 94 games, hit 9 homers, and I'm probably all of them were dinks and dunks because I don't remember any of them. They were all meaningless with 34 ribbies. 34
It
ribbies.
was a waste of a year. So Cespedes' year was wasted. Bruce's year was wasted. Frazier's year was a waste.
Our
Conforto's
year was wasted.
half of a waste. Our life was wasted for that year. I mean, we're hoping for better stuff. I mean, we can't catch a break with
We
these people.
need Jay Bruce to hit 30 dingers or close to it, high 20s, bat 250 to 270, and get
That's not gonna happen.
80
That ain't
RBIs plus.
The
You
home-
don't think
the
you
home
don't think
runs
he's
he can
capable of
do.
doing that?
The home runs he can do and the RBIs he can do, but
You
I
don't
think
he
he's
can bat 250?
that would be high for him. I think, to be honest.
Why
He's
ask for anything more than 240 on this team?
that's all
By the
we're
way,
gonna get.
Tim says he has plantar fasciitis and it sucks.
It does suck. I've had it. I know.
But
I have it. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. C440 from Walmart. Insert it into your shoes. You're walking fine.
Pay me multi-million dollars a year, I will endure the pain of plantar fasciitis.
It sucks, though. It's really bad. It's hard to walk, hard
If-
to run, and all that stuff. But
I tell you, $6 million, go play baseball for 7 months with plantar fasciitis. Do you complain?
he does it for
Do you
free.
go out of
I
lineup?
do it for free right now.
Boom.
Give me the
Okay.
league minimum. I mean, dude, Just give
There
me,
you go.
just give me 5,000 more than what I make now. I'm gone.
My ass hurts. My feet hurt.
Come on, man. Please. Then retire. If you can't play with plantar fasciitis, then retire.
And the thing
Get
with,
out.
the thing with the plantar
Stealing our money.
fasciitis, you don't feel it until you put pressure on it. So if he has to plant that foot on a swing, you're already
Are
hitting
you
the
making
ball.
excuses?
You're already hitting the ball at that point. It should not be You getting loud with me?
I did. What are you gonna do about it?
Shut the camera off.
What are you gonna do about it?
Shut the camera off.
That's why they have the American League, DH.
Yeah, beat it. But they're saying, he can't plant his foot. Oh, and when he twists his torso while batting, his ass hurts. Come on, dude. Frustrating.
I agree with you. 100% agree. Can
That's a
you believe
shocker.
it? That's a shocker.
I believe the
There we go.
Conforto is the future.
I'm waiting for Tim's comment on this.
That's for you, Tim. Let him
Shout out to
shine
Tim.
and lead the way. Sign Bryce Harper and put him in center field.
The Yankees should sign Bruce.
Hey Tim, what would you give us for Jay Bruce?
Bag of used balls.
Let us know, please.
Couple of broken bats.
Hey,
Now,
you're an all-star.
right now,
You chose the song for today.
I did.
It was a good song.
It was.
A lot of good songs to come in this holiday season.
It will be.
What's your favorite holiday movie to watch?
Wow.
That's hard because I probably watch 3 or 4 different
Oh,
movies. And
Sorry, Tim just gave me a chill.
What did he say?
He said he had to get needles inserted into his foot, and when
Yeah.
they inserted the needle, it sounded like ice breaking. Ugh.
What? Boom. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably 3 or 4 movies that if you put on, I go, oh, that's my favorite. So I have to really kind of think in my head what would be my ultimate favorite. So if there's only one movie you can watch, is that kind of the direction of the question?
Sure.
Sure, why not? I'm just saying because it's probably I can list movies. I can just rattle off movies.
Just give him one movie.
I can't. I love too many.
So give him one.
Bad Santa.
There you go.
Ooh, Bad Santa. Did you see Batter? The second
It was good,
Bad Santa 2?
but the original's still
Bad
better.
Santa, Bad Santa 2. The first half I thought was decent to good, and then the second half it was like, why are you taking this so seriously?
Yeah.
That's what got me. But the Batter Santa with what's the comedian's name?
Batter Santa?
Bernie Mac. Well, Batter Santa is the unrated version
Oh.
of Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac.
Rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Yes,
that
I
dude.
love Bernie Mac.
He was so
that
funny.
dude. Oh my God.
Kings of Comedy.
His show was hilarious.
funny.
Mr. 3000. I also liked him
I
in that
remember
movie.
that movie.
Yeah, that movie where Chris Rock was running for president and he was his big
Oh
brother.
yeah, he was a
Oh,
big brother.
amazing. Love
wow,
it.
that's an
Love
old
it.
movie. I remember that.
Bernie Mac.
Elf?
Yeah. Elf? He was an elf?
No. I'm talking
No,
about
he's-
Christmas movies. Elf.
Oh, well, yeah. That's also my favorite. Yeah, you see.
My point is that's really hard to pick a
It
favorite
is.
holiday movie. Like you can rattle off when we did a top 10 and
This is put it in the books. What's your favorite color? You're sitting on a throne of
you
lies.
sit on the throne of lies. That's probably my favorite meme to use. My favorite GIF or GIF or whatever. But Elf, National Lampoons, Home Alone.
Oh,
I like Home Alone 2 better than Home Alone. I'm sorry. Family Man,
That's
A Christmas
New
Story,
because Trump's in it. That's why I like it, right?
Miracle on 34th Street, Bad Santa, Love Actually with a young Rick Grimes.
Stupid.
Yeah, that was left field.
Die
That's your
Hard.
favorite?
No.
Kyle's.
I'm just
Got to be Kyle's, right?
Kyle's favorite is A Christmas Story.
That's like canned
that's
answer.
like so fake and so canned answer like a
I
program.
like it too.
Scott was
but
It's
Die Hard.
okay, but
Scott was Die Hard.
I'm with Scott. Die Hard's also my favorite.
over the other movie, yeah,
Die Hard is my favorite.
definitely. But it doesn't. I mean, it is.
There's
yeah,
just
the
there's
whole
a lot
Elf
of
is
good
my
ones.
favorite. Bad Santa's my favorite.
Tim,
Elf is really good.
Elf is amazing.
There's something about
love
Mary. I
Elf.
could watch that all the time.
Oh,
I don't care if it's Christmas, any holiday. I could just watch it all.
Pretty much
the
any of the
time.
Fockers movies I can watch. Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers.
Yeah.
Tim says he'll give us a hearty handshake for Bruce.
We'll take it. You taking Bruce? I'll give you 2 handshakes.
You
And a fist
remind
bump.
me of the Seinfeld episode where he burns himself with the coffee, and then he goes and the guy from the coffee place is like, "All right, here's what we're prepared to give you, all the free coffee you would like," and he was like, "I'll take it." Meanwhile, they're gonna offer him all his money also. All right, what was the lawyer's name? Jackie something. He was like, "Who told you to take the deal? Who told you to take the deal? Who told you to take it? I didn't tell you to take it. I wanted to know what's coming after the coffee." Tim says Mickey's Christmas Carol.
But it's not his to give. Oh, his favorite movie? I'm still on Jay Bruce. You know what? Actually, ironically, right? Of all the Christmas Carol movies out there, Ebenezer Scrooge, the Disney one is my favorite.
Oh, McDuck? Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, it's my favorite. The cartoon.
Oh, the Scrooge one.
Yeah. Tim's a good pick. Tim.
Christmas Carol. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Jackie Childs was the name of the lawyer.
Jackie
Tim,
Childs, yeah.
He put the
What
bomb.
a name. What a name.
He's put the cream on there. He's like, "Who told you to put the bomb on? I didn't tell you to put the bomb on. Why'd you put the bomb on?"
Bomb, 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 bomb.
No,
I'm a bombardier.
bombardier. Can't say bomb on an airplane.
Can't say bomb on an airplane. You take the little things out of your head.
All right, so let's go through some of the contests that we have right now on cinesportstalk.com. Let me get to it first because I will forget what cities we're headed towards.
Fort Worth.
Oklahoma City for the Green Book. In Texas, we got Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Austin, Texas. We just did a giveaway for Robin Hood in Boston and Hartford. That's all done. Hartford.
Whalers.
We also have some. We have Ruben Rosario, who's a good friend of the show, good friend of the website. He is recently got certified on Rotten Tomatoes. So he wrote
Certifiably rotten.
Yes, he wrote our first his first review for Cinesports Talk. He's not joining the staff per se, but he's going to do some reviews here.
I'm gonna write a review about you guys.
I don't want to see it. How many stars you giving us? But he's his first, and it was a little ironic that he did this because we kind of call him the Grinch of some movies, but his first review is of The Grinch, which you should definitely go take your kids out to go see. Pretty good.
Really?
From a kid's standpoint, absolutely.
I mean, it's the Grinch.
Yeah. I mean, the story. I mean, unless you've been hiding under a rock,
on.
you know the story. You know what's going to happen. But it gets a little dark.
Ooh,
A little dark.
exciting.
A little dark and gloomy. You ready for dark and gloomy?
From the Grinch.
Well, for Green Book, we're also going to have some cities in Florida. I think we're doing New Orleans for this one also. So New Orleans, I want to say it's Fort Myers and Jacksonville for Florida, and that's going to get posted.
Does it take the shock away?
Feel what?
Feel that the slap in the forehead that you just got?
Stink.
Oh, look at this.
Stunk.
Wait.
Put it back on.
Little Negan action.
This is not real.
No, but it'll still hurt.
Oh, it's not real.
Well, knock on it a little bit. That'll hurt. You don't think it'll hurt?
Knocking on it ain't hurt me.
No. I'm saying if you hit somebody with it, it's gonna hurt.
Of course.
They actually sell a new one that's all bloodied up. What'd you think about the?
We can get that working.
We could do it right now. Do it live. What do you think about Rick's last episode?
We talked about Rick's last episode.
We did.
Yeah.
What do you think about the new?
Wait, I'm sorry.
What the
we did
last
talk.
episode?
What do you think about the new
Walking
bunch?
Dead?
What do you think about the walkers that are talking?
It's not walkers.
They're not walkers. That's what I think.
They're whisperers.
What do you think? Or as of right now, what do you think about the walkers that are talking?
I think they're not walkers.
Where are they?
They're not walkers.
You must find them.
All right, but in all seriousness, what do you think about the new cast? the new 4 or 5 people.
Exactly. You know what somebody told me? I'll tell you something. Somebody told me, and I thought it was a little bit off color, but they said, "Oh God, they added deaf people. Now we gotta wait like minutes before we know what they're saying."
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I was like, "Oh my God!" I could just say that.
Do you know she's really deaf in real life?
Both of them are.
Yeah, the other one
One's
is
hard of hearing.
Hard of hearing.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the deaf person.
Would you
Actually,
make
I
it?
liked.
Would you make it?
I
in
liked
the world of
the
Walking Dead?
characters. I think they add. Would I make?
Would you be able to make it if you were deaf? Because you don't know if the zombies are coming up behind you. You can't hear them.
You need somebody to rely on, and that's
You'd have to be.
yeah. That's what they were. That the two girls. But
What is going? I'm sorry. What is the deal?
What's the deal with
Gabriel
and the hot girl? Yeah,
what is that?
Gabriel's getting it.
he's
Like Popeye.
well, he explained it.
How I want to know how long they've been doing this now. Because
6 years.
They have not been together for 6 years, and Eugene's all jealous.
Eugene-
Eugene's turning a badass, killing people.
Eugene's always wanted her.
Yes,
You know that.
and he vomited on her.
Yeah, you can't get a girl after you vomit on her. You know.
He's like the kid from South Park.
Can you do that again?
What?
Grab my arm. He subtly
creepy.
He subtly touched my arm.
He subtly grabbed you. I saw that right
I didn't
there.
grab.
Right there. He
I
was
went
like,
look. I went like this.
You're not gonna. No, that's not what
listen,
you did.
you can't caress him like you caress Brooklyn Coffee.
You-
Brooklyn Coffee deserves it.
And if you are, just at least finish. Just saying.
Write him a note.
Yeah.
Let him know.
Reach around. I like the badass Eugene, to be honest. I like seeing his character develop. I like seeing the new characters come in. I think they add some depth. I like the direction of the show. I know everybody complains, it's not what I want, but stop wanting stuff and just enjoy the show for what it is.
I love Michonne's new look.
I love Michonne.
I feel like all the couples have kind of
Separated?
weirded me out a little bit. Rick
it
and
was
Michonne.
sudden, but it's
Rick
a
and
natural,
Michonne weeded you out.
Yeah,
they make such perfect sense as a couple.
I
They
guess
make
I guess it was because we spent so long seeing Michonne as
A
a
loner.
lone wolf.
Yeah,
and
that's
it was
true.
just like
Definitely.
it was weird to see her paired up with anybody. And then it came time for Carol and the King. That was weird.
That one was weird. I would prefer Carol and
Daryl. And
but is Daryl?
I don't know what Daryl. They've talked about that before.
Is Daryl that? I think Daryl may be gay.
It's possible. I don't think so. I think Daryl is just.
They've talked. It's been a discussion before.
I think he has attachment issues. He you know.
You think?
Yeah, he came going back earlier into this series. He's come from a screwed up background, and I think he views Carol more like a motherly, sisterly type figure. But
all these years, and Daryl is a human being, and he ain't want to get any from no one.
You don't know what he's doing. He might be sitting on those arrows.
That hurts.
It sure does.
Doesn't prove the
Wait,
point.
I don't know. It does. You know it does.
Well, I mean, I imagine sitting on an arrow.
Here's the bat.
How often do you imagine sitting on arrows?
How often do you sit on this bat?
Looks a little muddy up top.
I've never
It looks
sa-
a little dark on
Yeah,
top.
it does.
I've never sat on the bat before.
Mhm. Have you imagined it?
And now we got the Gabriel and what's her name?
Spanish girl.
Spanish girl.
Not Lucille. Lucille's the bat.
Lucille's the bat.
Lucille's Negan's wife.
I forget the
Oh my
the name of
goodness.
her name, right? What's
Yeah,
her name?
um,
Jeez.
Rosita.
Such a typical Spanish. It's such a
That was a little
God.
weird.
She can't be named Janet or something.
You know,
Has to be
Maria.
Rosita.
Janet.
Maria would have been too dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a little weird. See, I'm okay. Like, okay, you have Revolution, people living together 6 years. There's going to be couples. I can even understand Carol and the King. You know, they're more like-minded. You know, I think Carol's devious. I love
What she
Carol's
did.
episode. That is
That
when
was
she.
great.
I was like,
Hey,
okay.
we hope you heard.
We-
We hope you saw Walking Dead. 'Cause
we
we're just gonna
haven't
say what
lost-
we're gonna say.
Well, I don't know. Is it too early to spoil that? I mean, maybe we'll just be vague about it. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Screw that. Spoiler alert.
Carol,
You've been warned.
Carol's badass. Carol, when she did that, I was like, yes. As long as Carol remains Carol, we're good. Because Carol is the protector. She's like,
She's tough.
you screw with her people.
Oh, she's gonna get you.
she's
Yeah, she
gonna
doesn't
get
take
you,
any
dude.
crap anymore.
You're done.
You know,
You know what kind of creeped me out a little bit? Was Negan
Talking
having
to
a
the girl?
conversation with Judith, but I loved Judith's. You know, when she
gave a
said,
dig.
"I only need you for math," because what was it exactly that she said?
I don't.
I can't
It
remember.
was-
She asked a math problem. He says, "Well, I can't answer that. That's not a real today
Oh, okay.
problem."
She said the math problem included something to do with a problem that had an airplane in it. And he said, "Well, have you ever seen an airplane?" This isn't verbatim, but
Right.
and she was like, "No." Do you think you'll ever see one? She goes, "No." Well, probably not. And he's like, "Well, what does it matter, kid?" And kind of led down the path where, you know, kind of get with it and stop dreaming. And she said, "Well, that's what you did, and look where it got you." And got up and walked away from him, basically saying,
That was pretty cool.
"Your philosophy is crap because you're in a jail cell and a moron."
and he's still in a jail cell 6 years later.
He seemed much happier now, though, didn't he?
Well, you got a haircut.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah,
Haircut always makes you feel better.
he's a great actor. That dude, he really nails that role.
I'm telling you, man. I really hope he becomes Batman.
You know, that's a good idea, bro. That would be good. I couldn't see him being Batman.
If you guys ever seen
Or the Joker.
cartoon called Flashpoint,
Yeah,
the Flashpoint Paradox. If you ever see that cartoon animation movie, he could play Bruce Wayne's dad, who becomes actually well. Spoiler alert for that movie, real quick. Flash goes back, changes time to save his mother. He screws up the whole world. Ends up Bruce Wayne ends up getting killed. The dad becomes Batman. The mother becomes the Joker, and it goes on from there.
can you see him being a Joker?
He was in The Watchmen. He played a very similar character to the Joker, but he was a good, semi-good bad guy. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Watchmen, yeah.
Watchmen.
See the
He
Watchmen.
was he was the clown was his name or,
Yeah,
or comedian, the comedian.
He's
He played that role. He was good at it too.
they casted the right person for Negan. That's for sure.
Oh, without a doubt. I cannot picture anybody else even attempting
No,
to be
he's
Negan.
good.
And now he's what he's done in jail. I can be Negan now next year for Halloween. He shaved his head.
He didn't have a head
Very
shave.
close.
No,
No.
he still had hair.
No. I said closely shaven.
You can't play. No,
I could be Negan now.
No, he did not have it closely shaved.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
It was a lot less hair than what he had.
Closely shaven is a big difference from bald.
He used it. He used
Okay.
He used the number 2 blade.
Yeah, that's about right. It was about a number 2.
Like Keith.
You want to play Negan next year?
This is probably like a 3. Yeah, I can play Negan. Sure.
You can't borrow my bat.
Can you grow a beard like that?
I'll get my own bat and I can paint the beard. Trying to see a picture.
I was gonna call you to borrow the bat for Halloween, but I didn't want to walk around with a bat.
I would have gladly obliged.
I needed a leather jacket. Would have worked.
Yeah.
You can use this bat. You can
He's
use
got
this,
the- he's
use
got
this
the-
bat
he's
next
got-
week. Maybe you'll get a hit.
I got. Look at that. That's 2-3 blade.
That looks like Keith. Not
I don't
like
want this to
you.
forward. I'm trying not to make it fall, just in case.
Wouldn't fall.
Jeez, some violence around here.
Violence.
All right, we have anything else to talk about with the Mets?
We do actually.
We do. Bring it on, sister.
I just want to say that when we sign Machado or Harper, I will run down the street like old school New Year's with a pot and spoon, banging it.
He was born.
I didn't say none of that now.
Jiggling.
Banging pot with my
Going
metal
streaking.
spoon, yelling,
going
"Let's go
streaking."
Mets!"
Keith, if the Mets win the World Series next year, will you streak?
No, will you?
Will you make Farachi streak?
Will
Yes.
Will you streak if it means then and only then the Mets will win the World Series?
Well, obviously, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Come on.
We got to do it. No, we would have to do it. If that I'm not saying you were thinking about
He was the streak. Keith was like, wait a minute, what?
Nah.
thinking about it. What I was saying is we would have to, meaning we would have to do it if we were told Mets win the World, if you go streaking.
I would need to see the guarantee, and then also,
I needed it right.
Yeah, and then I would also need the disclaimer as to what I'm getting if they don't. Let's who anybody out there want
Yeah,
to
but
pay?
where are you gonna streak? Where are you gonna streak at? It's got to be a good place.
I'll do it in Times Square for the World
Marlins
Series.
Stadium. Against when the Mets play the Marlins.
20 people will see it. That's not bad.
Oh, that's true. You won't have many people seeing it? 20
Not even on TV.
Nope.
Not even on TV.
You have to streak, run outside, and hump the statue. Would you do it?
What statue?
Right, the one that's outside now, or should be outside. I think they're going to put it outside. Right? The
Is
home
that
run?
what they're doing? They're moving it outside. They're moving it
The home
outside.
run thing, yeah. Somebody told me, was it Frank that said that they're gonna set it off every day at 3:05 because for Miami.
Oh my God.
Who said that? Somebody said that.
Set it off.
Oh no, is that you know who it was? A guy we work with. Remember, yeah, a Marlin fan that we work with, and we all went to
Boo.
First Data Field with him.
Oh,
I won't say his name.
Why not? Say his name.
Because what may proceed after saying his name, and I don't want to.
Phenomena.
Yeah, dun, 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 dun.
Phenomena.
I don't want to dog the guy. He's a good guy. But when it comes to baseball and
Well, if he's
you're a
a Marlins
Marlin
fan,
fan,
he's not a great guy.
yeah, you're a douche.
All right, let's do this. Let's sign off of YouTube. The YouTube machine. We're gonna sign off from you guys. We're gonna stay on Spreaker for another minute or two.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
No show next week.
What? What
Hap-
did you say?
I said no show next week.
Oh my god.
Happy Turkey Day, YouTube.
What?
That's next week, guys.
Gobble gobble, people.
What?
Gobble gobble.
Listen to all that that Thanksgiving music.
Let's hope let's hope that when we come back to the show in 2 weeks' time,
What?
that we have something extremely
Wait. I hope we have something extremely.
to be extremely thankful about.
Extremely.
And I'll be very thankful if it's not Bryce Harper.
I hope when we have something to really go screaming.
Goodbye, YouTube.
See ya.
I miss all of you.